Okay, first half was a good old-fashioned butt kicking, is what it was on all three sides of the ball. Got out coached, got outplayed, did not play good. Gave our give our guys a little bit of credit for at least going out in the second half and competing. So we went out there in the second half and at least competed. I don't think we competed very hard in the first half, but at least we did in the second half. Weren't ready to play, that's on me. Whether it was just a little bit of a hangover, so to speak, from last week, I don't know. But we weren't ready to play. I take responsibility for that. Challenged them at halftime. At least we went out and competed in the second half. So that's my take.
This team has been able to bounce back and play through adversity. They do and not show those hangover things. Did that surprise you that happened?
Well, we've lost 3 very close games. We didn't have to go out on the road in front of 100,000 people after those losses, for the exception of after the TCU loss. So I didn't handle that one very well. The other ones I thought we handled a little bit better, but there were different circumstances as well. I would probably imagine you got to take the opponent into consideration a little bit. Obviously, Texas has great players, and they're doing a good job of getting them better each and every week.
Your second half defense, you talked about coming out and obviously getting Hayden to you a little bit in the first half, but in the second half you talked about what you saw defensively from your guys and what you did to slow them down.
Stop the run. It was football 101 in the first half. They blocked better. They ran the ball between the tackles. We didn't block very well. We couldn't run the ball between the tackles. It's football 101. Blocking and tackling, and everything happens up front. I don't think our O-line played very good, but that's where you get exposed. O-line, D-line, our defensive front didn't do a very good job in the first half, really responded in the second half. I thought our O-line responded in the second half, running the ball a little bit better. You get exposed up front when you're in that frame of mind. It's football 101. If you can't block and tackle, then you're going to get beat. They did a much better job of that than we did in the first half.
Those opportunities in the first half, you were, down there 3 or 4 times. They got three points that obviously came back to haunt.
Yeah, disappointing. We moved the ball pretty good. Our drive stalled. Obviously, field goal kicker was not good. Special teams in general were terrible. So again, you can't point the finger at anybody. It was all 3 sides of the ball. Obviously, the finger gets pointed at me. So. Yeah, it's disappointing. You move the ball and you don't get points. That's tough. And it would have made a difference in this game.
In the grand scheme, that one play might not matter too much, but the 4th and inches from the goal line, basically, do you feel like the review kind of just...
It killed us. It killed us, and that's just part of it. That's not anybody's fault. We were close to the goal line. We didn't get in. We could have done something about the push and been able to get in on 3rd down. We go for it on 4th, and then they get buzzed. The referees did what they were supposed to do. They blow it. We would have scored on that one, and then we go out there and we false start. So it's a 4-point swing. Ain't nothing you can do about it. Huh?
It looked like a couple instances of guys losing their cool a little bit.
Well, it's an emotional game. It's an emotional game. It's hard. It's challenging. Our guys, it means a lot to our guys. Yeah, there's going to be tempers flare. There's going to be guys that are going to challenge each other. I would be disappointed if that didn't happen. We have a very tight football team, and everything is just fine.
Were you impressed with the way Dremius ran it late in the game?
I was. I thought he came in and gave us a spark a week ago. He's done a good job of knowing what his role is and making the most of his opportunities. So, without studying the tape and looking at the stats or any of that, I thought he went in, he gave us a spark, and made some plays for us when we needed it.
A lot of offensive have trouble in obvious passing down, protecting the quarterback. I get that. It seems like obviously the last few weeks, if it's 3rd and long, Clint's got to have a super quick clock, right?
Yeah. And I get questioned about some of the play calls. I get it, but I'm doing my best to protect our quarterback, and I'm, doing our best to be able to try to put the ball in play.
You guys are able to get Kevin more involved. I know that was a lot of the conversation after last week, where he was and finding ways to get him involved. Talk about that and what he was able to do. Obviously.
Well, you know, we didn't forget how to come up with pass plays. We still know how to draw up some pass plays, and I thought Clint did a good job of getting it. When people play zone, and they played zone the whole game, when people play zone, you got to have a progression, which means you got to have time to throw the ball. And I thought Clint was much more comfortable in the pocket tonight, even though he got pressured and got hit and all that. He still was much more comfortable in the pocket, and did a great job of going through his reads and putting the ball in play when he was a secondary read. You know, when he was a second read or a third read or even a fourth read, he did a good job of getting him the ball.
Hey, I'm sorry if you've covered this, but the defense played really, really well for about 90% of this game. The other 10% when they got those gashing runs.
Yeah, I don't know if it was 90%. I thought we played bad on all three sides of the ball in the first half. I thought defense came back and really played good in the second half. It's football 101. Those guys blocked us. We couldn't block in the first half. We couldn't tackle. They did. You know, and where it's really exposed is the old line D line is up front. They were gashing us with the run in the first half, and we couldn't get anything going in the run game on our side.
I think we're heading into the bye week a little bit now, and coming out of the back-to-back losses for the first time this season. What your job is now in this next week and a half?
Get this game over with tomorrow. We'll bring him in, get the game over with tomorrow. We will, it'll be a normal bye week. I mean, we need a break. I mean, it's been 6 long weeks in a row. You know, that didn't have anything to do with what the performance was out there, I can assure you. But we will use this as a way of regrouping, you know, try to get some guys healthy. You know, do a little recruiting on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then back to work Sunday. So it'll be a short week once we're back to work on Sunday.
Because KJ was disqualified, is he out?
He's out for the first half, yes. And I did not see what happened. Obviously, that's why they film it, and we'll look at it and we'll evaluate it. So, but yeah, he'll be out for the first half. Unless they review it, he didn't do anything. I didn't see it, so I don't know.
And this is probably repetitive too, so I apologize as well, but did you like where you guys were at mentally coming in and being ready the whole week? Did you have a bad feeling that maybe they weren't ready?
Well, obviously not. Obviously not. Got out coached, got out played on all three sides of the ball in the first half. Weren't ready to play. Wanted it to be easy, and it was hard. Wanted it to be easy, and it was really hard. Why? I don't know. If it is, you know, I didn't do a very good job of getting our guys ready. I thought we had a very good week of practice. You know, was it a TCU hangover? I'm sure that probably had something to do with it. Challenged them at halftime. At least we went out and competed in the second half. And yes, it was repetitive.
All right, thanks.
Good. Thank you.
Coach.